Good morning, this is Ron Brown. It's the morning of August 24th, 2022. I'm going to share something with you that I've been working on as far as installing individual user smart groups. I've worked out a couple of things that have been bothering me, and I'm going to share that with you. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Same thing, standard risk disclaimer. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you are not using HCSI, you should be. Just go to highgrowthstock.com and order the trial if you are not a member of HCSI. Now what I'm showing you here is from the Insider Club. If you join HCSI, you'll get a membership to the Insider Club for 30 days, and then you can decide if you want to join or not. Now, if you are a member or are using HCSI, you're going to have the software, and this menu is going to come up. What I want you to do is go to the help file, go down to the member services, and like I said, if you're either are a member of my Insider Club or are a trial member, you'll have access to this. Just go to the Insider Club, go to the latest, and this will bring up a PDF file which you can save and download. Or what I want you to do here is link to the PDF file for individual user smart group add-on files. Now, in the past, I've given you all of my add-on files, but they're just too many. It's too confusing. So what I'm doing is I am putting the user smart groups, which I believe are the most helpful, in here, and this will be edited. This is my latest PDF file, which I've updated today, and this is what I want you to do. I figured out that I can have you install my latest filters as an add-on. It's created some problems in the past because people have installed user smart groups and their filters have not been up to date because they haven't updated the add-on. So I've simplified this. The first thing you want to do before you install any add-on file for the user smart groups is to update my filters. So click on this first, save as. It's just going to say filters. Click on save, and then I have a new set of smart groups up here that you can install today. These are HCSI box stocks, instant watch lists, intraday. And if you don't know what box stocks are, click on this link and it will explain. There will be a web page that comes up and explains them to you. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. These are HCSI box stocks, intraday. Just save that. And then what you want to do is go to Install Add-ons on the main menu. Select Filters first. Click on that. And this will update my filters, which you're going to find right here under my name. All of these are updated now to include filters for the latest add-on that I'm going to install. And I'll go back and I'll do this. I'll select add-on or install add-on. This time I'm going to install the box stocks filters. This just takes seconds. Okay, the imports are complete. Now let's go in to the user smart groups, and here are the smart groups that are just installed. It says 16 stocks. If there are 16 stocks that meet the criteria. Now these are intraday scans. So what I want to do is I'm going to go into intraday and update intraday now. I have to close this since it was open before. Okay, always turn on Thinkorswim first. Now I got that message, so what I have to do, I have to close the program, reopen it, and now I can update the intraday data. Doesn't take long at all. Almost finished. This is an older, slower computer. Okay, they've been processed. Now I'm going back into the designer, and I'll go into my Tools menu and select Rebuild User SmartGroups. So what it's doing is taking that intraday data, which I just downloaded, and it's going to update all of these files. And the ones that are intraday files are going to have the current information. Okay, now these are the files that I just installed. Now notice there are not 16 stocks in here because 16 stocks didn't meet the criteria. And I want to click on this, open it, and go into these folders, and I'll show you that the filters are attached to these views. So by updating the filters with an add-on, you have all the latest filters which I just modified this morning, or added this morning, I should say. So if I bring this up and I'm in my daily prospecting scans, 1A, which are the intraday scans, and I'll sort on raw combo, and you can see that these stocks are all up to date. Now, some of them are holding up better than others. Here are the intraday ranges. LTHM, it's a stock I missed yesterday. Let me go down here to chart number 4 because it is the Undercut and Rally. And these are Undercut and Rally scans. Undercut and Rally intraday instant watch list, 16 stocks. These are all UNR. Now these two have crossed over with a 2-day window. These two are setting up. This one has a fan up, and this one has no fan requirement. This has a fan up, and this has no fan requirement. So let's go ahead and look at these. I'll go back in here. And you can see that there is a 2-day window on here. If you look down this column right here, it shows that yesterday was the crossover day. If it's a 0, if it's a 1, it crossed over 2 days ago. So here it crossed over 2 days ago, and this is because these are intraday. 0 means it happened yesterday. You can see the crossover there and a follow through today. Crossover yesterday, following through slightly today. Now let's look at a few more of these. Now, same thing with no fan required, and notice there are 16 securities here because I didn't require a fan. By the way, if you scroll over here in this view, if you go to HDSI boxes, you'll see that all of these are boxes, and many of these are box 7 turnaround stocks, which means that they had a bad quarter or two, but have turned around. The quarters were bad here, but they've turned around, and now they're moving up. Look at the strong earnings growth here. These lists will provide you with candidates if you sit at your screen during the day and look for stocks. Now I'm going to go down to these. See where it says the 3 is below the 6. These are counter trend, but they're all up today. This means if you look down this column here that none of these crossed over. By crossing over, I mean the 3 above the 6. But today when I bring them up, you can see, or this one is crossing over today. The 3 is crossing the 6 because this bar went from light green, which was a setup with a low volume test, to a crossover today. Here's Dave & Buster's. Setup yesterday, light green bar, crossover today. Green Brick Partners. This one has not crossed over today, but it's still setting up, has a low volume test. Now this column's not going to be populated until tonight for those that cross over intraday. Let's go down. Let's see. Let's just go down here to the bottom and see what's going on. This one is crossing over. This is in-phase energy. This is a renewable energy stock, which has been very strong on good earnings. You can see the 2 accumulation days here and a crossover today. So what I've given you are, and this is the no fan version, what I've given you with this add-on are stocks that are crossing over, or they've crossed over with a 2-day window with a fan up and no fan required. These are counter trend stocks. As of the close last night, the 3 was still below the 6. The fan is up and no fan up here. So this should give you plenty of stocks to trade on the long side if you like box stocks. That's it for this video. Make sure that if you install this, make sure you install the filters first with the add-on. Thanks for listening.